Greetings, Divine Collective. If you're like me, you're enjoying your peace in the times of trouble. You look around you and you see what's happening in regards to politics, people's livelihoods, the weather. Everything is strange. I just heard topsy-turvy, so upside down. Even in a lot of people's life, I heard perilous. I don't even use that word, but it's definitely biblical. All of this is biblical, by the way. And we received the messages beforehand. Y'all know this if y'all rock with me. We were given the insight and it was brought forth. I'm not saying I was the only one to bring it, but it definitely what I was giving and receiving, I shared with you all. So here we are. And I just wanted to share with y'all a chant. Not that I'm getting ready to chant over y'all. So calm down. This is actually Little John. This is the song that came out in the 2000s, but it wasn't really one of my go-to songs. Like I didn't play it and listen to it and enjoy it like that. But when it came on the radio, it was definitely like a banger. It's definitely a hype song, especially when Little John's involved. But what hit me so heavy about an hour ago was, if you don't give a damn, we don't give a So y'all can put all that together. But y'all, that's the energy right now. And that energy has a lot to do with our help, our Avengers. And we were told that they were here. They were coming to take care of business. And I'm really feeling nostalgic in a way, because it's like, you know, if you have a older brother, or even your father, for some of us, maybe your mother. But when that help comes on the scene, it's like you can melt back into like a child form of, you know, being protected and being nurtured and feeling like, you know, nothing can hurt you. That's where we are, y'all. That's us. That's the Divine Collective. Our help is here. Because with the chant, if you don't give a damn, we don't give a F, that means that we don't have to do anything, which we know this. We've been in this energy for some months now, to where a lot is going down around us and we're not affected. We're just kind of just observing at this point. But we were told it would be this way. So with our help coming in to avenge us, that lets me know, along with the chant energy, that there's something ramping up in their lives in regards to them being reminded of how they treated us. So, you know, us on the end of, you know, we can look at it as, okay, so they're being dealt with. You know, they're going through whatever that is, that energy, to where they have to forcefully, you know, bow down to that energy. Like, no, you got to pay for that. Remember how you treated Collective, how you treated such and such, how you really tried to go to war with them for whatever reason, like it wasn't warranted, it wasn't called for. But no, we got to address that now. Now, today is the day, whenever that day is. It could be today, it could be tomorrow, it could have already happened in their lives, but it's being addressed. And just because, you know, Collective, you took the higher road, you walked away, and they thought that they, you know, won that battle. But it was never a battle. It was just weird. Like, why did they respond this way? Why did they even do that? What made them want to do that? Those were our questions as to why these people, you know, who seemed like they were in our corner, we were vibing, we were cool, we were hanging out. But then it's like they turned on you. Like what is that? What was that about? But you never really cared to even like get any closure. Maybe you did. I'm not a closure type person. I just know what's allowed will be, and if it's not allowed, then it's for a reason. And I never bargain on that at all. If you come in and do some dirt, then I'm hip to game, and that's it. We're done. But I never try to chase and want answers and want to know why. That's just never been me. It's like, it is what it is, totally. But anyway, y'all, back to what it is that this message is about. Also, on top of everything, I heard gloves off. So when I heard that gave me the perspective of, professionally, you know, if they did want to step in the ring with us, whatever they did, said, you know, they were wanting to go to some sort of battle with us, but we weren't feeling it. But of course we had to protect ourselves. So, you know, whatever this is, let's just, you know, be done with it. Let's let it be over with. You want to take the first swing, go ahead. I might hit back, I might not. But, you know, there's, you know, in boxing, there are rules. You have the referee that says you can't do this and you can't do that, or you could be disqualified for doing this. But with the all gloves off, or the gloves off energy that I received, it means, you know what? Everybody going for broke. Ain't no rules. We taking this to the streets. But y'all, we don't have to lift a finger. This is them being dealt with by our help, our Avengers, trapping them in the corner, waking them up in their sleep, thinking that was long gone over with. Oh no, wakey. It's time to address this matter that you had with the collective. So what was the deal with that? And it's like they're sitting on their chest until they get an answer, or until they get some sort of apology, of forgiveness, of a confession for why they did what they did or said what they said against you, Divine Collective. That's the energy, y'all. So I went and I played the Little John song, and even the lyrics. It's like, we're not to be messed with, because now you got to be dealt with. And that's what's happening, y'all. But again, this is not anything that's new. We were told that this was coming, but what you need to know is that the energy has arrived, is here. So I would even say, from a personal standpoint, if people are just at random from your past popping up in your dreams, bingo. I don't care what the scenario is in your dream. It's just that person. That's really what you need to concern yourself with. Obviously, you're probably wondering why they popped in your dreams. Well, this is why. Because they're being dealt with. That's why. And you might have long forgotten about this person, but Spirit didn't. Holy Spirit didn't. Your Avengers didn't. So it's going down, y'all. Definitely going down. But don't mistake, scenarios in your dreams with these people as like unresolved trauma that you have to deal with. No, it's being dealt with on their end. You long cut the cord from these people, these energies. You forgot all about it. Maybe you forgave them and walked away, but for them, they thought they really had some sort of like notch in their belt when it came to some sort of defeat with you, or getting back at you, or letting you know this, and making you feel some type of way. And that was supposed to be their satisfaction, but little did they know there was a little pin put in that for later, and later is here. Later is right now. So y'all, I hope this helps, and peace be with you as always.